Hello, my name is Max McDonald. I will be asking 3 addendum interview questions.
And I'm Darlene Lignon. I'm one of the CFA students, and I will be submitting the 3 addendum interview question responses.
Okay, thanks, Darlene. The first question is, describe a time when you worked well on a team.
I would have to say working at Tiffany's, that's one of my part-time positions. Every year we get asked to do or stay late for inventory counts. And what an inventory count is we count all of the merchandise that's in the store. So this includes jewelry, china, things like that. And throughout the past few years that I've worked there, it takes us well into midnight or 1 in the morning that we're there and counting the merchandise. Not only does it need to be counted once, but it needs to be counted twice to validate the number that we're submitting to the audit company. So this year I happened to have the day off at my primary job, which is Anthem. And so knowing that ahead of time I had the day off, I offered to my manager to see if I could come in early to help start the inventory counts. So he allowed me to do that. I was able to come in early and get the inventory counted in the back of the stockroom. That really helped save about 3 hours of time because the sales professionals have to close down the store before we can start counting the merchandise that's on the sales floor. So by the time I finished everything in the back, I had already double counted that, and then I was able to go out in front and help with that count as well. So by helping together, we were able to finish early, get out of there at a decent time, and then make sure that all of our inventory was counted.
Okay. The second question I have is, tell me about a time when you had too many things to do and had to prioritize your tasks.
I would have to say about a year ago, this next month, we had hired 2 managers, I believe in November, and I was given the task of training them. But December is usually our month for performance reviews to be completed. So I had to train these 2 managers, get my performance management items completed for my associates, and then on top of that, we were also interviewing associates to backfill for some of the positions that we lost throughout the year. So to help prioritize some of that work, I scheduled meetings with both managers in the morning. We would alternate sitting at their desks because they needed to get familiar with some of the systems that we use. They had management experience from previous positions, but getting to learn the systems is pretty challenging, especially before we go into our busy season, which starts in January. So we alternated meeting at each of their desks so that way they got familiar with those systems. And then what we did for the interviews is we scheduled interviews throughout a block of time in the afternoons. So I had the morning to meet with the managers, and then from about 12 to 2:30 p.m. I was able to schedule interviews. So we had about 3 to 4 interviews going at once, so 2 managers would sit in with an applicant, and that really helped just get through those interviews on top of just other things that the rest of the managers needed to get done. And then to get my performance management items completed in December, I just scheduled those for the afternoons. So I used that block of time from 2:30 to about 4:30 and shipped away. I was writing performance reviews for about 2 associates per day. So that way I could get through all of them before December ended, made sure the training was completed, and then made sure that our interviews were also completed. So one way of just staying prioritized is also being organized. You just have to know what you can do and using an 8-hour day to get that all done. So that's what I did.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last question I have is, tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty. How did you handle the situation?
I would have to say recently my staff VP had spoken to some of us about a manager position that we recently lost. So the manager was let go unexpectedly, and she was looking for just someone to help manage the team as far as just approving time off requests, nothing really major. So I offered to help because I probably have the most experience in assisting with bigger teams. So what I did is when I got in touch with the director who is over the department, I met with her to discuss some of the challenges that this team was having, so that way I had a good outline of what the team expectation was. I had a team huddle with the associates, so that way they understood who I was, where I was coming from, and why I was asked to help out with their team. So I just laid a good foundation for them. I let them know what their performance metrics were. I let them know what the performance guarantee items that we had are for the groups that they're servicing. And then individually, I met with them as well. So that way I made sure that I was answering any questions that they had. And so far, we've been doing really well. They've met 3 out of their 5 performance metrics, which is great because they really didn't have much direction prior to me being there. So something that was just given as a task to, hey, can you kind of help this team out, turned into, me wanting to go above and beyond because I want to make sure that they're successful, especially when I'm helping support them. So it was important for me and it was important for the director, and they're doing really well. And it's not easy, but it's something that I take pride in. So that's something that I've done recently.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.